Hi, my name's Mark. I'm one of the pastors here at Trillium. I was out driving and I came across a bus with a big advertisement for the Love Shop on it. It reminded me just how much times have changed. It also reminded me about how the word love has to carry a lot in our culture. Most languages have 2, 3, 4 words for love. In English, we only have 1 word. The kind of love that we celebrate at Trillium, at least not that well connected to what the Love Shop is trying to sell. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against lust or erotica, but a term like the Love Shop may confuse people about what's actually going on there. That's why at Trillium we actually have to put an adjective in front of the word, like perfect love or divine love, holy love. Or we maybe say agape, the Greek word for love, because in Greek there are 4 words for love. In any event, we have to distinguish the kind of love we're talking about. And when we say becoming God's hands in the world, and we mean that as becoming channels of that perfect love from God to the world, we eventually come to the place of, well, how are we to spend our day? How are we to use our day in the practice and service of love, perfect love? And I came across a fairly well-known video of a Thai man, a 3-minute video of a Thai man who seems to be in the practice and service of perfect love. And when I watched the video, and you may have seen it, it's in all the scenes about connection, always about connection. Everything that this man does is about connection, whether it's connecting with people or with animals or with nature. Every scene is a moment of connection. In fact, I counted in 3 minutes 33 different connecting moments for this man in his practice of loving the world around him, being a conduit of perfect love. And that included moments of prayer and meditation when he connects with the higher power. Maybe the source of all his practice of love in life. You know, he begins the video connecting with this little plant, this little tree, it looks like, that's outside the flow of the water from the gutter. And he just moves it over a few inches. And then he notices a vendor woman struggling to get her cart over a curb, and he runs over to help her. And then he's in the restaurant, and all of a sudden this stray dog comes out of nowhere begging for food. You know, stray dogs in Thailand or in most of the world is a problem not to be encouraged. And yet he makes a decision to feed the dog. And then he finds himself before a mother and daughter who are begging on the curbside for money for her education. And he makes a decision in that moment to bless them by supporting their need. Takes a bunch of bananas back to his neighbor in the apartment that he lives in. He puts it on her door. We see him in his own apartment feeding chickens and watering plants all around him. And then we see him in prayer, as if the critical moment for him is communing with that higher power. And then these relationships are reinforced 2 or 3 times over and over again. And finally, at the end of the video, in only 2.5 minutes, we see the richness of his life coming from what he has planted. The connections are starting to give a flourish character to life. The plant is alive and blooming. The young girl has gone off to school, and she comes back dressed in her school uniform, and he sees her, and his face falls short. The vendor woman is in joyous relationship with him, and he sees her generosity being extended to other people. It's all about connection in the video, and it seems to me, as followers of Jesus, those of us who want to join hands with the Lord and be conduits of love to the world, that it always is about connection. There's a simple story in the book of Acts in chapter 3. After the disciples have experienced the Holy Spirit coming upon them, that intimacy of God in their life, they go out and they are now truly God's hands in the world, and they begin to bless people around them, and the connection is made, and people are healed. When I remember that I am meant to be God's hands in the world, and I'm meant to be a channel of perfect love to my neighbor, it's always, in the end, going to be about connecting, whether with people, with animals, with nature, with God. My hands are my connecting medium to life.